Okay, so I'm back in here now. This is lane 22. I've already done 23 and 24. This is how it looks when I take the cover off. So now I know what I have to do. I drew out a schematic for myself, and now it's in my head, so I just know what has to go where. So the first thing I do, I always shut the power off, unplug it. I check these wires over here on the high voltage side. Make sure this is on G, the white wire, and the ground. And then this black wire is right here on my motor contactor. And I need to move that to right here with this wire, which is going to my circuit breaker. That needs to go over there, so let's do that. I'm gonna set the phone down for a second. Okay, so you can see I've moved this wire up there. Alright, now check all these. See, they got this stuff taped together right here, which is not what you want. I gotta redo all that. But that's connected right, so it's the override switch. Tied into my power and my manager's control, and the power and to the masking unit. Okay, for my on-off switch and all that, and my ball light. So now this green wire is crimped. It's one of these connectors, which I gotta redo that again, and to this other override wire, and that's going, and that's right. All that's hooked up right. So what I'm doing next is coming in here, TS2 number 4. You can see TS2 number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is right here where that black wire is. I'm taking this black wire off of here for the new pin solenoid. Take this out of here. Hold on one second, I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so I got the black wire off. Now we need to take the white wire off over here, which is on TS2 8. And I'll pause it for a second. Okay, so now you see I got the white and the black wire off for the new pin solenoid. The green wire is connected right. The brown wire is hooked up. TS210 is right, and the red wire is tied into BB from my CP3 to CP5, which is right. This wire, actually, come to find out, this wire being cut off right here. That wire, I don't need to do nothing to that. It just, I'm guessing it powers the ball booster, ball accelerators, which we don't have, which would explain why that wire is cut off. So doesn't cause any issues, and we don't need it for anything, so no need to hook it back up. Now what we got to do on PS2 4, this is what the problem was. There's a wire coming from, it's right here, it's this wire, which goes to my transformer right here. It's the third wire. Let's see if I can get a better picture of this here. It's the third wire. It's this wire right here. So we need to take that out. And this other wire that's on there, this wire right here, just going to my masking unit, is the common. This is the common for my 1 and 2 ball lights, and it's hooked up to a secondary lead coming off my transformer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unhook both of those wires. I'm gonna pause it for a second while I do that. Okay, so I got that wire off right there for the common. I'm gonna put that up here for a second, and we gotta get that wire for the transformer out of there. That needs to be completely cut off and taped off. So I'm gonna cut that off and tape it. Okay, so I got that done. There's that. I put a wire nut on the end of it. I just cut that wire connector off of there, and then I taped the wire nut. So That way there's no way the nut can come off and touch the box, and who knows what will happen after that. We don't want to find out, so alright, so then I got this wire that I took off of 4. This wire has to get moved to TS2 9. So I'm going to move it over to 9, which is right here. And as you can see, one of my leads for my transformer is coming into TS2 9. So I'm going to put it on that one. I'm going to pause it and do that right now. Okay, so now I got that hooked up to TS2 9 right there, where the Phillips head is. And the next thing we have to do is go to, this is for my reset button, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this wire right here. This isn't related to my ball light issue, but I'm gonna take this wire right here. Reset. 1. This one goes to 11. 2. Alright, so I'm gonna move that to TS2 6 because I want that to be hot without the machine being on. And that's where the other transformer secondary lead comes into. Right there. That's on 6. 4 doesn't have anything on it. 2 to the left of me. TS2 4 doesn't have anything on it. This is 6. So I'm gonna move that wire over. Move that one off to 2 and put it on 6. I'm gonna pause it and then I'm gonna continue. Okay, so I moved my reset button over to make it hot when the machine's off. So it's on 6 now. The next thing we gotta do is, let's see, go to TS2 5, which is right here. And this is the first ball light wire coming from my 5-prong cannon plug for the masking unit. So I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna move that off of TS2 5 and I'm gonna put it on TS2 1 down here. And then I'm gonna pause it while I do that and then we'll continue. Okay, so now I got the first ball hooked up to TS2 1, as you can see, right there, this wire. Alright, so now what we gotta do is on TS2 3, what the fuck did they do to this one? Oh, on TS2 3, looks like they tied in my electronic triggering to 3. Why would they do that? That's supposed to be on 1. Alright, hold on a second, I gotta take that off of there. And I'm also gonna take off of TS2 3, I'm also gonna take this yellow wire. Well, it's not yellow anymore, but it's this other wire right here. This is the rear safety on-off switch. And I'm gonna move that to TS2 5, right over here. Instead of here, I'm gonna put it here. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'll take that black wire off. I'm gonna move this black wire and put it over here on TS2 1. This is for my electronic triggering. I don't know why they got it on 3, but I'm gonna put it on 1. So I'm gonna do that and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so now you can see I moved over the scoring wire to TS2 1 and being on 3 and that transformer wire being on 4 right there. That explains why this particular machine would trigger let me rephrase it. The electronic triggering would engage when the machine was off. If you broke the beam, all the other machines won't trigger the machine unless it's actually running if you break that beam. So that explains that. Every time I run the oiler down there, you can hear click click, like it cycles the machine, but the machine's not on, so it doesn't move. But so that's what I did. Put that over there, scoring and the triggering, I mean, and then on 5 I put the on-off switch. So now it looks a little bit better. I do believe that's all that I need to do, except for hook these black and white wires back up, and these go to, the white one goes on TS2 7 and the black one goes on TS2 6. So I'm gonna hook those up right now, and then we'll fire it up. Okay, so now you can see I got the black and white. Kind of hard to see, but this white one's hooked up to 7. This black one's hooked up to 6. Alright, now stick these wires back in here, and let's turn it on and see what the hell happens. It should, if everything works right. The ball light shouldn't come on with the rear safety switch on. Let me pause it for a second. Okay, yeah, like I said, the ball lights shouldn't come on with just the safety switch on, so I'm getting ready to plug it in, and still got to go back and fix a couple of these things, but I'm just showing you what I did to fix it. So we'll go ahead and plug it in, turn the rear switches off. Well, they're already in the off position.